Two pay periods, 800,000 men and women who serve this country every day will be able to go to bed knowing they'll soon have money coming in again. So for all you'll be hearing tonight about how bruising a day this was politically for President Trump, it's at least a better day now for people like TSA officer Ollie Morganfield, who's working without pay and was worrying he might soon face eviction. It's a better day for Mallory Lorgy, who works for the Fish and Wildlife Service and for a time was rationing her insulin. It's a better day for air traffic controllers and Coast Guard officers and everyone else we've had the privilege of getting to know during the longest government shutdown ever. Their lives got better today when the man behind that shutdown, who once said he'd own it, then later said he didn't, who said without evidence again and again that the people he was hurting supported him, finally did right by those people. Today he backed down. And in hindsight, maybe we should have seen it coming all along, because throughout the past few weeks, the president's language about the wall, to put it nicely, evolved. From wall to whatever you want to call it, from concrete to something else, to Mexico's going to pay to I need you, the American taxpayers, to pick up the check. Listen to how he described the wall today.
We do not need 2,000 miles of concrete wall from sea to shiny sea. We never did. We never proposed that. We never wanted that because we have barriers at the border where natural structures are as good as anything that we can build. Our proposed structures will be in predetermined high-risk locations that have been specifically identified by the Border Patrol to stop illicit flows of people and drugs.
I can almost hear it now. And who's going to pay for those proposed structures in predetermined high-risk locations specifically identified by Border Patrol? Mexico is. All right, I get it. The president doesn't like losing. He's trying to redefine victory so he doesn't appear to, but it sure doesn't sound like what he's been pitching for years now.
We are going to build a great border wall. We will build a great, great wall. We're going to build a wall. Don't worry about it. Oh, we're building it. I promise we will build the wall. It's not going to be a little wall. It's going to be a big, beautiful wall. It's going to be a very tall wall, very strong wall, very powerful wall. It's going to be such a beautiful wall. It's going to be so big. It's going to be so powerful. It's going to be as beautiful as a wall can be. I gotta make it beautiful because maybe someday they'll name the wall the Trump wall. Who the hell knows? And who's going to pay for the wall?
On that last part, the spin from the White House these days is that Mexico will pay for it indirectly through increased revenue, which importers, not Mexico, will pay from a still unratified trade deal. All right, anyway, what about that concrete part? I mean, who would ever say they wanted to make a wall out of that?
A wall. I built buildings that are 94 stories tall, and that's tough stuff. You know, this is so easy. I mean, think of it. You know, some of you are in the construction business. Think of garages. You know the concrete plank that goes 60, 70, 80, 90 feet, right? Concrete plank for garage floors. It's precast. You put a foundation. You put a rut. You put it up. You make it beautiful.
Well, it sounds like a plan, except it turned out it wasn't.
It's going to be made of hardened concrete, and it's going to be made out of rebar and steel. It's not a fence, it's a wall. You could call it a steel fence, this wall or fence or anything the Democrats need to call it. A wall, a fence, whatever they'd like to call it. I'll call it whatever they want. But it's all the same thing.
Well, let's just call it a mishegas. A wall, a fence, steel, concrete, Mexico will pay, Mexico won't. As the shutdown dragged on, the questions grew about whether any of this really mattered to the president beyond just prevailing, which would have been nice to know for lawmakers, for the public who've been going without vital government services, and for all the people facing hardship and bankruptcy and eviction and worse. The president has just weighed in tonight on what he did today, and where this could go from here. Jim Acosta's at the White House. He joins us now with that and more. So I understand the president tweeted out a new statement. What is he saying?